You're watching FiOS 1, the one place for everything on our island.
Welcome to Push Pause,
the show that tells the story of your neighborhood.
meet the people,
See the places, hear the stories, and make up your community on Push Pause.
Push Pause.
Freezing the frame on local life.
Freezing the frame on local life.
Freezing the frame on local life. On Push Pause.
The traditional lion dance is a familiar sight during the Chinese New Year celebration. Two dancers form the head and the tail of the lion while they dance in rhythmic motion to the sound of drums. At the Chinese Center on Long Island, Randy Young and his students are fine-tuning their performance. The lion symbolizes strength and courage, and while there are many beliefs and myths, it is said to ward off evil spirits during the coming year.
There's a lot of mystery about how it was actually developed, a lot of different stories and myths and things like that. My favorite myth is basically there were thousands of years ago, there were farmers in the field, and every night during the harvest season, this mythical beast would come around, and the name of the beast was called a nian, right? And that's kind of rings similar as a homonym to the word of how we say year, right? So every new year, some beast will come and ravage all the crops and eat all the harvest. So in order to scare away these evil beasts, these villagers decide to dress up into a larger beast. What's the better way to scare away a beast is a larger beast, right? Bigger fish eat the smaller fish, basically.
Ann Vogel, a student at the center, started Lion Troupe at a very young age.
It's a tradition that I've been practicing since I was probably like 8 or 9. It's really fun. I've made a lot of friends, and it just teaches me like a bunch of physical activity, and it gives me an opportunity to spend time to myself, like to have time to myself. It's like a hobby, and it's really fun. So having the Chinese Center and having Lion Troupe really helps me to embrace the culture, and it's something I take pride in personally because it's something that a lot of people can't do. It's something that I have the privilege of doing, and the group of friends I have is just so amazing, and I think they're just as proud as I am, and they love it as much as I do.
Along with the practical exercise that we try to do and all the routines that we try to show them and have them practice, the tradition is a big, strong part of it. Because why do something if you really don't know what it's all about, right? I mean, you very much can do it, but you get a really different sense of feel and sense of pride behind what you're doing unless you really understand the true meaning about it. And then they bring the lion head really, really low to make the lion head look like it's walking around, grazing on a field, right? The 7-star was walking tall, mighty and proud, and is looking around and seeing what's going on.
The dragon dance is thought to have originated during the Chinese Han Dynasty. The presence of the dragons to scare away evil spirits from the past year and attracts health, wealth, and wisdom.
It represents longevity, basically. And that's what we see when we see the dragon. We see a lot of longevity within us. So that's why we think of the dragon as something that's as a good omen to us. The dragon is a very, I think almost in any culture, is just a big mythological creature that everyone respects. And either they think of it as it's a sign of doom, like thinking about medieval times in like England and stuff like that, or in China, it's just a sign of very good fortune.
And Young points out that there are vast differences in spirituality between the lion and the dragon.
A lot of people confuse the dragon with the lion, but they have very distinct differences. The lion is pretty much controlled by 2 practitioners, right? And has kind of like a big, giant, round head. The dragon is 9 to 12 practitioners, and the dragon is carried up on a stick. The lion is kind of to ward off the evil spirits of the year before and of the coming year. Meanwhile, the dragon is more of the breath of fresh air. It kind of brings in the good spirits.
The Lion Troupe will perform at the Metropolitan on February 8th and an annual banquet in the spring. For more information, visit ChineseCenter.org or call 516-483-7770. For Push Pause in West Hempstead, this is Archie Snowden.
This is the Chinese Center on Long Island, and you're watching Push Pause on FiOS 1.
Coming up.
It's something that just I like to have. I'm not as creative, but in terms of this, I can be creative. So this kind of helps stimulate that part of my mind.
And coming up later,
activities, it's taught me that I wanted to pursue a career in sports marketing and culinary arts. So the program has helped a lot in everything that I will be in life.
stay with us. We'll be right back.
Red is the lucky color. Prosperity. Yes. Red's rush.
Each Sunday during the school year, you'll find students taking classes to learn how to read, write, and converse in Mandarin and/or Cantonese at the Chinese Center on Long Island in West Hempstead. Founded in 1960, the Chinese Center on Long Island is a place for people who come to enrich their lives in Chinese culture through a variety of programs.
I've been coming here since I was, let's say, 5 years old with my brothers, and countless number of hours learning Cantonese, traditional dance, lion troupe, all the culture of Chinese culture with my brothers and my cousins. So it's basically a second home.
The Head Start program teaches younger children cultural traditions while they learn language skills and pronunciation.
那 O here 是鱼，鱼，对，年年有余，有余 ，try again， 年年有余，年年有余，非常好。We do have kids who are as young as, I think the youngest is 5, and then we have alumni that come back after they've graduated high school, some graduated college, and they come back and do it. And it's a lot of fun because, as I said before, they teach a lot of things to us that we maybe didn't know, and then we get to pass it on to the younger kids that don't know that.
When you guys practice yourself, right, of how you guys have to really show the energy of the lion troupe, and since these guys have been doing lion troupe for many, many years, they're very accustomed to do it. You guys can learn a lot from watching.
While growing up on Long Island, Randy didn't have much exposure to Chinese culture. But after enrolling at the Chinese Center, he found lifelong friends, and through his love in the performing arts, he now teaches lion troupe at the center.
We do stacking, and we jump, and we lift the lion head over our heads, the tail. I started actually taking Chinese language classes here, and met a lot of friends I'm still very good friends with now, years ago, and from that I became part of the lion troupe. I remember my good friend that was here, she's like, hey, why don't you join lion troupe the first day that was in class. I met her for like 5 minutes, and she's like, why don't you join lion troupe? I was like, okay. I was just gung ho about it. I was like, all right, so I'll sign up. So that later that afternoon I came back and met everyone else that was in lion troupe, and everyone was very helpful. And at first I was kind of intimidated, but I was just drawn to it. It's just something that martial arts in general that I was always drawn to, and performing arts as well. It's something that just I like to have. I'm not as creative, but in terms of this, I can be creative. So this kind of helps stimulate that part of my mind.
Through her lessons learned in creating calligraphy, Allison saw the perfect opportunity to create a mural, and as a way of giving back, it's proudly displayed in the preschool classroom.
So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to give to the kids, give to the curriculum, and draw attention to the Chinese Center so that we would have more members and a bigger family. And I love the family aspect, so I thought this would be a great benefit. When I was taking Mandarin classes upstairs, there was one part of the Mandarin language that I had a lot of trouble with, and it was a measure word. A measure word is put after a number of things. So you would have to say the number, and then the measure word, and then the objects. 一个菠萝. It's one pineapple.
The experience of learning about their culture and being part of an extended family opens the door for young members to come back to the center as volunteers and to work side by side to assist the younger generation.
It's not just a place where a traditional school where you go and you listen to the teacher and you have homework and they give you work. I mean, that is part of it, but you're also getting a whole experience of a Chinese family. You're getting the experience of learning the culture. You're getting the experience of interacting with other families, blended, adopted, half Chinese, even some that are not even Asian at all, which is great. And they want to learn about our culture. So it's kind of a whole melting pot of Asian culture and American culture.
Up and down, up and down.
For more information about the Chinese Center on Long Island, visit ChineseCenter.org or call 516-483-7770. For Push Pause in West Hempstead, this is Archie Snowden.
You're watching Push Pause on FiOS. You're watching Push Pause.
Coming up.
Remember a red kilt in Seattle, though, that I said, okay, this is going to be a challenge.
And coming up later, stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's always been so clear. Honey, do you have to ask? Gotta love you just the same. If you got to see, let's see right now. If you wanna be me, live in the high life.